So welcome everyone, or if you're joining me now or later. I'm going to offer a couple of modifications with a strap today. So if you have a strap, that would be ideal. If you do have a strap, then you're gonna make it into a really big loop like so, because we're gonna actually begin our practice in a restorative Supta Baddha Konasana. So what this means is you don't actually even really need a strap, but blocks or books or whatnot might be useful. So again, welcome. Last class for me, teaching at least Facebook Live of 2020. So seems to be right, just about right, me fumbling my words with this year. But anyway, you're gonna create that really big loop with the strap, and you're gonna put it around your waist, and it's not necessarily a waist, maybe just a little bit higher. And then with the other end of the strap, and again, you might find yourself loosening it a little bit with the soles of the feet together, you're gonna thread the front of the, or the other part of the strap under the front part of the feet. So you're gonna end up with this really big loop where the strap is being held down by the outsides of your feet, and the low back also has a little bit of cushion. Now from this point, you're going to want to tighten the strap, not to the point that you're feeling discomfort, but again, you want to kind of lift the strap, not necessarily so that it is at the waist, but a little bit higher. And then you should be able to feel a little bit of support here. Now you have a couple of choices to stay right here. For some of us, this might feel really good. For others, if it's too much on the hips, you can always take those blocks underneath the knees. And another option is you might want to loosen this just a little bit, because as you lower down, it might be a little bit more intense. You can lower down onto the spine, maybe adjust that strap a little bit more. If you want, pull on it a little bit tighter. And so again, this is another option. So you can either slide those blocks underneath the knees if letting those hips be open right now is a little too much, or you can let those blocks be removed, maybe tighten the strap if you wish. So again, this can be done without the strap. You don't need it. So you could just be resting either in a comfortable seated position or on your spine with the soles of the feet together and the knees open. From here, whether you're sitting upright or you're laying down, let the eyes close. Bring one palm to the belly, bring the other palm to the heart if that's comfortable. Otherwise, let both palms stack on top of the belly, maybe letting the pointer finger and the thumbs make contact, forming a little bit of a diamond over that belly button. Take a long breath in through the nose. Let the mouth open, let the lips part, and slowly exhale. Breathing in and breathing out. Doing this 3 more times, in and out of the nose, breathing in, filling up the belly, maybe feeling the heart lift slightly. And as you exhale, release first from the upper lungs, the heart center, then the belly. 2 more breaths. Try to recognize where in the body you can soften, where in the body you're feeling tense. From here, trying to lengthen your inhales a little bit longer, maybe letting the breath be 3 or 4 seconds long on the inhale. And then aiming for 4 or 5 or maybe even 6 seconds long on the exhale. And letting your breath travel in and out of the nose is telling your body that it can enter a rest and a restorative state, activating the parasympathetic nervous system. And having a longer exhale than the inhale actually can slow down your heart rate a little bit more, reinforcing the rest and the restoration. So just keeping in mind as you are inhaling and exhaling through practice, trying to maintain the breath traveling through the nose, and maybe the exhales lengthening a little bit more than the inhales. And of course, connecting that to this year, maybe it wasn't exactly the way that you wanted it to be. Maybe it was. Regardless of whether you had some great experiences or some not so great experiences, there's probably something that you can let go of. So letting the inhale kind of mimic that which you want to keep. Letting the exhale be a little bit longer and that which you want to let go of. And of course, the name of this class, or the theme, was Farewell 2020. And of course, noticing that the word farewell, although we might be thinking good riddance to 2020, rather we are still trying to fare all whom we encountered wellness. Take another full breath in, and a long breath out. From here, if you are laying down, extending the arms up and behind you, maybe interlaced fingers from the palms to the sky. If you are sitting up, doing the same thing, yet towards the ceiling, giving yourself a full stretch in that upper body. Take a full breath in, and a long breath out. Letting the hands come back along the side body, pressing up to the forearms and then to the seat if you were laying down. Taking that strap from underneath the front part of the feet and kind of just removing it off the body to the side. From here, bringing the soles of the feet out in front, letting them come to the mat, and then just windshield wipe those knees side to side. Just starting to introduce a little bit of movement into the hips. And from here, letting those knees drop towards the left, finding yourself upright, spinning towards the back of your mat, and dropping down onto the chest, stacked palms, feeling a little bit of a twist in the right side body, taking a full breath in into Wheel of Life, and a full breath out. Another inhale, and an exhale. Pressing yourself upright to palms, walking those hands back to the front of the mat, the soles plant, the palms are behind you, finding yourself just windshield wiping side to side each time twice before you drop those knees to the right, and then walk yourself to the back of your mat. Same thing, other side, stacking palms, letting the upper body rest down, yet feeling the twist in the left side body. Or maybe even just a little bit of length. Breathing in, and a longer exhale out. Pressing yourself back upright, finding yourself to that seated position, removing the flesh from the sits bones, either keeping the soles of the feet together if that's comfortable, or finding yourself into an easy position. Extending the arms up to the sky, interlace the fingers, spin the palms up, take a full breath in, and a slight hinge to the right as you lift your gaze to the left. A full breath in, long breath out. One more inhale, and an exhale. Coming back upright as you breathe in. As you breathe out, letting those palms come out in front, tuck the chin, breathe to the back side of the lungs. Full breath in, long exhale out. One more time, breathing in, and a breath out. Gaze lifts, arms lift, breathing in, and reaching to the left. Gaze to the top right for 2 full rounds of breath. Another full inhale, and exhale. Coming back to center, releasing the hands down in front, sinking back to cross the ankles and finding yourself to your tabletop position, rolling over the knees to get there. If you're off your mat, walking yourself back, letting the palms plant under the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. As you breathe in, open the right arm up to the sky. As you exhale, thread the needle, coming onto that right shoulder, right cheek. Maybe walk the left fingers out in front so the left shoulder drops a little bit. From here, try to shift the right hip a little bit higher to the sky, left hip a little bit lower. Breathing here for 2 more rounds of breath. Another full inhale in. And breath out. The left hand walks back, plant that palm, breathe in, open up. And as you breathe out, reach the right arm behind you, then the palm down towards the mat. Right hand plants, breathe in, left arm opens. As you exhale, thread the needle, left shoulder, left cheek. From here, you're gonna really feel that left hip drop because again, your left shoulder's dropping. So you're gonna walk the right fingers out in front so the right shoulder drops, and then kind of isometrically envision and shift the energy of that left hip higher, right hip lower. Even if it doesn't move much, you should be able to feel the difference in the hips attempting to be square. Maybe the shoulder stretch deepening slightly too. Another breath in, and a long breath out. The right hand walks back, plant the palm, breathe in, open up. Reach the left arm behind you until you find the palm down towards the mat. From here, tuck the right toes under, then the left. Sink the hips slowly back towards the heels. Waking up those feet into a modified broken toe pose. Full breath in, long breath out. Walk the palms out a little bit further. From here, spread the fingers pretty wide, press into the pointer finger and into the thumbs. Almost grip the mat without literally lifting the palms. From there, bring the gaze to the knees, begin to lift the knees, and then the hips, finding yourself to your first downward facing dog. The knees might stay bent. Maybe you play around with alternating those knee bends. You're here for 5 breaths in, breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in for 2, and breathing out. Inhale 3, and exhale. Finding stillness, inhale 4, and exhale. Finding a bend into the knees, breathe in. And on your exhale, walk your way to the front of your mat to your ragdoll pose. You'll widen the feet, hips width. You'll bend the knees and let the upper body hang heavy. Maybe find the palms to the base of the skull. Maybe swaying side to side, here for 3 rounds of breath. Playing around with bent knees versus a little bit more length. Another full breath in. And as you exhale, release the palms down towards the mat. Guide the toes to touch. Bring the fingertips to the shins. Lift the spine for your flat back. As you exhale, forward fold. Micro bend in the knees. Slowly roll up to your mountain pose. Let the shoulders melt back with the palms to the top of the mat. Extend your mountain, breathe in, lift the heart, bring the palms to touch. As you exhale, move through center, bend the knees, and forward fold. Lengthen the spine, breathe in, shoulders back, crown of the head forward, exhale, fold. Micro bend in the knees, slowly roll up to your mountain pose. Shoulders back, palms to the top of the mat, breathe in, extend your mountain, palms to touch, lift the heart. Through heart center, bend the knees and fold. Doing that one more time. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. The full inhale, rising up. The exhale, relaxing into Tadasana. Extending the mountain, breathe in, open the heart. Move through center and forward fold. Lengthen the spine, breathe in. Keep the spine long as you bend the knees, plant the palms, and step the left leg back to a low lunge. Once you're here, either tempt the fingertips to frame the foot, find blocks, or maybe bring the palms or the hands to fists. If that gives you a little bit less flexion in the wrists, take a full breath in and a long breath out. Try to lift the heart slightly, slide the shoulder blades a little bit more together. Take another inhale and scooch that left knee back, then down to the mat as you find the shoelace part of the foot. Tracking the right knee over the ankle as you bring interlaced fingers to the right thigh. Take a full breath in. Try to settle into that right hip, left hip flexor, shoulders relax back and down. Full inhale in and a long exhale out. One more inhale and an exhale. From here, arms extend to the sky, palms come back together, biceps stay along the ears. Really drive the right sole of the foot back, left shin forward as you begin to lift the heart up. Bring in the gaze with it, biceps stay with the ears. Take a full breath in, long exhale. 2 more rounds of breath. Another full inhale and an exhale. Coming back to center, finding your hands back to frame the foot. Take a full breath in, tuck the back toes under, press in to the palms to lengthen that right leg long, sinking back maybe onto the heel, adjusting whatever it is that you need to do in order to get there. Again, kind of our same broken toe pose, but half. Keep the heart lifted, shoulders back and down. Another inhale in, long exhale out. Walk the hands forward with the blocks, find a bend back into the knee, plant the palms, lift the back knee, hug the right knee up into the chest, core plank, holding here for 3. Really press the mat away, almost adding an arch to the spine for 2. Another full breath in, plank pose, breathing out. 3 rounds of breath for your full plank. Inhale and exhale. 2 more rounds of breath. Full breath in. And as you breathe out, press and lift those hips up, downward facing dog. Here for 5 rounds of breath. As I walk myself back forward. 4 rounds of breath. 3 rounds of breath. And a little bit more length into the upper body. Maybe the heels are starting to reach the mat. Take a final breath in and a long breath out. Tippy toes as you inhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or float to the front of your mat. The toes come together, halfway lift, breathe in, and forward fold. Micro bend in the knees, reverse swan dive those arms all the way to the sky, palms to touch, heart opens. Move through center, bend the knees and fold. Lengthen the spine, keep the spine long, bend the knees, plant the palms, right leg steps back to your low lunge. Once you're here, you're finding yourself settling into that low lunge, whether you tempt the fingertips, find blocks, or find fists. Slight lift of that heart center as you're really trying to reach the right hamstring higher to the sky. Another full breath in, and a long breath out. The right knee can scooch back as much as you need so you can find the shoelace part of the foot. And once you arrive there, interlaced fingers, left thigh, tracking that knee over the ankle at first. Maybe it goes a little bit beyond as you settle in with the exhale. Let the shoulders relax, let the facial muscles relax. Hug the belly in. Another breath in. And a breath out. Keeping that core active, extend the palms to the sky, letting them touch. Biceps stay along the ears as you drive the legs together isometrically. Lift the heart and the gaze. You're here for 3, for 2, full breath in, and a breath out. Move through center, bring the hands down, frame the foot, find those blocks. Tuck the back toes under, begin to walk the blocks back, finding length into that left leg as you sit down, ideally onto that right heel. You're here for a round of 3 breaths. 2 breaths. Final inhale in, those left toes can always point to the sky, otherwise my foot cramps if you're pointing. And from there, walking those blocks forward, moving them off the mat so you can plant the palms, lift the back knee, and core plank with the left knee to the chest for 3, for 2, final breath in, plank pose on the breath out. From here, tap both knees down to the mat, find the shoelace part of the feet, spin the elbow creases forward, full inhale in, and as you exhale, bend into the elbows and slowly lower to the mat. The thighs and the chest and the nose all touch. At the same time, hug the elbows in, press into the shoelace parts of the feet to lift the kneecaps, baby cobra, inhale. And relax to your mat, exhale. Not a fold, Julie. Inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, relax down. Final baby cobra, inhale, lift. And exhale, relax. Press yourself up to a modified plank pose, knees are down. Tuck the back toes under, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Here for 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. Final inhale, tippy toes. Bend the knees, look forward, step or float to the front of your mat. Lengthen the spine, breathe in, forward fold, exhale. Keep those toes together, the heels apart a little as you bend the knees and sink the hips. From here, let the fingertips hover off of the mat as you lift the heart and the gaze. Begin to slide the shoulders back and down as if you're finding Tadasana, and then extend the arms behind you, palms face each other. From here, feel the legs begin to activate. Take a full breath in. Sink deeper, breathe out. Arms come forward, torso lifts, arms to the sky, chair pose for 3, for 2, a full breath in. Let the gaze come down to the toes. You should be able to see them. Begin to lift the left heel, float it back, find the ball of the foot so the heel drops. Warrior 1 pose, both feet maybe on the same train tracks, or at least the heels are lined up. Or, depending on the hips, you might have them a little bit wider. Take a full inhale in, and a long exhale out. Full breath in, and warrior 2, opening up. You'll widen the stance pretty deep so that front knee maybe is over the ankle. The arms are strong. The chin might come in contact with the right shoulder. A full breath in, and a long breath out. One more inhale, and an exhale. Flip both palms up to the sky, bring the gaze to the side of the mat. Full breath in. Straighten into that front leg, teeny micro bend. Reach the palms up, find interlaced fingers, release the trigger finger, take a full inhale in, and just a slight reach to the left. You'll feel a little bit of a stretch in the right side body. But if you're driving the legs together, really pressing that right heel and foot down and back, left outer foot towards the right, you should feel all of the body working. Come up through center, find warrior two. Flip the front palm, keep the front knee bent this time as you reverse the warrior. Cartwheel those hands down, frame the foot, and let that left knee come down to the mat. Shoelace part of the foot, arms reach to the sky, this time all the way up. Right knee over the ankle, take a full breath in. As you breathe out, bring the palms out in front, let the palms touch, full inhale in. Like a bow and arrow, pull the right arm back, let it open to a T twist. The gaze could stay to the left fingers, it could come to the side. If you're stable, if it's comfortable, maybe to the right fingers. Holding here for 3, for 2, another full breath in, stay for that breath out. Right palm comes back to meet the left, arms to the sky, inhale, and frame the foot, tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, step the right leg back, plank pose. Option to drop the knees or to keep them lifted. If they're lifted, rock forward. And just as slow, press the mat away, lower all the way down. From here, just one baby cobra, heart will lift. And exhale to your mat. Tuck the back toes under, keep the knees grounded, press up, modified plank, and downward facing dog. 2 rounds of breath. Another full inhale. And exhale. Tippy toes, inhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or float to the front of your mat. Lengthen the spine, breathe in, fold, breathe out. Bend the knees, extend your mountain, open the heart for the inhale. Move through center, swan dive, or through prayer, forward fold. From here, the toes stay together, the heels are apart, bend the knees. Keep the chest in contact with the thighs and let those fingertips hover. Begin to peel the chest off as you sink deeper, and then extend the arms behind you, palms face each other. Full breath in, and a full breath out. Breathing in, arms up, torso up, chair pose for 3, for 2, squeeze the thighs, final breath in, and bring the gaze down to the mat. Lift that right heel, float it back until you find the ball of the foot and the heel grounded, torso lifts a little bit more, warrior 1 position. Settle in. Shoulders relax, facial muscles relax. Breathing here for 2 more rounds of breath. Final breath in. And widen that stance, warrior 2, breathing out. Chin maybe to the shoulder. The inner left thigh is spinning up and to the left, whereas that inner right thigh is spinning down towards almost the same side of the mat as the left thigh, just in the opposite direction. So one's internal, one's external. Another full breath in, long breath out. Flip both palms, breathe in, straighten into the front leg, breathing out. Gaze to the side, arms come up, interlaced fingers, trigger finger releases, maybe the awkward way. Find a little bit of length and reaching to the right as you exhale for 3, for 2, final breath in and out. Coming back to center, warrior 2. Reverse the warrior, keeping the front knee bent. Cartwheel those hands down, frame the foot, find the ball of the back foot, then scooch it back and let that right knee find the mat with the shoelace part of the foot. From here, arms come right up. Take a full inhale in. And as you exhale, palms come out in front of you, then they touch. Full breath in, try to drive those legs together. And as you breathe out, bow and arrow to the left. The arms are level to a T. The gaze is where it's naturally comfortable for the neck. And know that the spine stays long on your inhale. And the twist deepens with the full exhale. 2 more rounds of breath. Final inhale in. Stay for the full exhale. Arms come forward and up, breathe in. Open them up, palms to frame the foot as you breathe out. Back toes tuck, knee lifts, left leg steps back. Plank pose, option to add on to your vinyasa. Knees down or up, rock forward if they're up. Stop halfway on your exhale or to the mat. If you went halfway from the shoelace part of the feet, you can let the thighs stay in contact for a full cobra, teeny micro bend in the elbows, or lift the thighs for up dog. Keep breathing and know that your exhale brings you back to down dog. Here for 5. Before we move through that same sequence with 1 breath, 1 movement for 4. For 3. For 2. Final breath in and out. Finding tippy toes, breathe in, bend the knees, look forward, step or float to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in, fold, breathe out. Toes are touching, hips sink, arms extend behind you, breathe in. Stay for the breath out. Chair pose, arms up, breathe in. Stay for the breath out. Gaze down, left heel lifts, float that left leg back. Find warrior 1, breathe in. Stay for the breath out. Lift the heart, lift the gaze, optional, inhale. Move through center, open up, warrior 2. Stay for a full round of breath, warrior 2. Flip both palms, gaze to the side, straighten the front leg, arms up, interlaced fingers, inhale. Reach to the left, exhale. 1 round of breath, breathe in, and breathe out. Come back to center, inhale, warrior 2, exhale. Reverse the warrior, breathe in, and low lunge, dropping that left knee as you breathe out. Arms up to the sky, inhale. Arms out in front, palms to touch, exhale. Take a full breath in. And open T-twist, bow and arrow to the right. A full inhale in. Really sink and settle and reach in opposite directions with the breath out. Arms come back to center and up to the sky. Frame the foot, tuck the back toes under, step the right leg back. Plank pose. Breathe in, rock forward. Breathe out, chaturanga or the mat. Shine the heart, relax the shoulders, chin slightly tucked. Press the mat away, downward facing dog. A full breath in and a long breath out. Tippy toes, inhale, float to the front of your mat. Lengthen the spine and forward fold. Let's extend our mountain. Micro bend in the knees, reach up, lift the heart, and forward fold. Halfway lift, and fold over. Chair pose, arms behind you at first, heart slightly lifted, stay for the exhale. Breathe in, the arms up, the torso lifts for the inhale, sink deeper for the exhale. Take a look down to the toes, lift the right heel, float it back. Find your warrior 1, breathe in, lift up. Sink deeper, breathe out. Open the heart, lift up. Move through center, open to your warrior 2 position. Stay for a full round of breath. Flip both palms, gaze to the side, front leg straightens, palms to touch, interlaced fingers. Take a full breath in and reach to the right. Full inhale in, long exhale out. Come through center, palms to a T, warrior two. Flip the front palm, reverse. Cartwheel those hands down, frame the foot, and drop the right knee. Shoelace part of the foot, arms come up, inhale. Arms out in front, palms to touch, exhale. Stay for the breath in. Open T, bow and arrow to the left. Full inhale in. Sink deeper, breathing out. Arms come forward and up, inhale. And frame the foot, tuck the back toes under, and step back to a plank pose. From here, let the knees tap down to the mat, take them nice and wide, toes touch. Sink the hips back. Child's pose with the forehead to the mat. Here for 5. Maybe roll the forehead left and right for 4. If it feels better and you want to thread the arms between the legs, you might find yourself to a cheek if you took that variation. 2 more rounds of breath. Switch cheeks if you took the arm variation. Another full breath in. And a breath out. From here, chin to center. If the arms are threaded, find yourself back to a downward facing dog. Optional vinyasa, take a full inhale in and a long exhale out. One more inhale and exhale. Bring the left foot to the center of the back of your mat, the right leg lifts. Stack the hips, point the toes to the opposite direction as you drop the right shoulder more, press more into the palms. Lift the right knee higher, maybe rotate that ankle. A full breath in for scorpion dog, and a full breath out. Maybe find a little bit of a variation with the gaze coming underneath that right armpit. You'll find that it's a little bit more of a balanced pose. Stay for a round of breath. Coming back to square hips, gaze back to the toes behind you. Take a full inhale and find yourself to a low lunge. Once you're here, keep the back heel lifted. Find the ball of the back foot. Let those fingertips hover off the mat. The spine is long, shoulder blades together. Full breath in. Reach the arms behind you, palms face each other. Peel the torso off the right thigh. Full inhale in. Arms out in front, biceps along the ears. Exhale. Breathe in, up to high crescent lunge. Settle in, maybe a bend into the back knee. We'll give you a little bit more space to sink deeper. Try to keep the pelvic floor tilted so that the bowl of your pelvic region is tilting back. Maybe staying there and finding a little bit more length into that left leg. A full breath in. And the palms come out in front, bringing them together. Just as we did with the knee down, bow and arrow on your exhale, right arm back. Sinking deeper here, driving the legs together, yet reaching the arms apart for 3, for 2. Final breath in and out. From here, palms come back to the front of the mat and then open up, warrior 2. Palms are down, flip the front palm, reach up and back, and side angle pose. Begin to reach, reach those right fingers forward. Find either the forearm to the right thigh, left arm to the sky, or let the right arm hang to the inside of the right shin. Wherever you are, finding yourself to a variation that works for you. Trying to keep that front knee bent for 3, for 2. Final breath in. And a breath out. From here, beginning to walk both palms to the inside of that right foot, finding a little bit of length into the right leg as you walk to a wide leg forward fold, turning all 10 toes, slightly pigeon-toed to the side of your mat. Flat back with tented fingers, inhale. Shift the body weight forward as you fold over and exhale. Release the head and neck. Breathing in and breathing out. Maybe the palms to the outsides of the ankles. Maybe interlace fingers to the base of the skull. Maybe the arms are just lazy, whatever works for you. 2 more rounds of breath. Another full breath in and a breath out. From here, finding yourself to a flat back, hands to the hips, breathing in, rising up to stand. Once you arrive, you're going to turn your right toes out, begin to walk the back foot in just a little bit, but not too much, about the distance of a warrior 1, maybe a little bit shorter. Once you're there, you'll adjust your hips to the top of your mat, hug the belly button in. This is a wide leg pyramid pose. Now if you're feeling, what are you whining about? Huh? Walter's whining, my dog's whining. If you're feeling wobbly, you might be able to widen the right foot a little bit more to the right to allow the hips to square. Arms extend up, full breath in. Try to keep the hips square by tacking that right hip back, left hip forward as you hinge and reach. Maybe stop halfway with the gaze in front, breathe in. And the hands down to frame the foot or to blocks with the breath out. What's the matter, Walter? Come on. It's okay, come here. Lay down. Press into the blocks or to the mat, maybe find a flat back. And forward fold. Come here, Wally. Come on. Want me to take that bone? Is that what the problem is? Yeah, okay. Take another breath in and a breath out. From here, find a bend into the front knee, find the ball of the back foot. Now you might remove the blocks, you might not. We're gonna find ourselves to a standing split. Now 1 block you'll need at some point after this pose, but when you're ready, shift to the right leg, lifting the left, folding over with the gaze to the left toes. So standing split has nothing to do with how high you lift the left leg. It's keeping the hips square, those left toes pointing down. And you'll feel a pretty intense stretch in that right hamstring. Maybe to the calf. Take another breath in and a long breath out. From here, find a slight lift of the heart center. Bring the right hand to a block 6 to 12 inches to the diagonal of the right foot. Find yourself with the left hand to the hip and half moon pose, stacking the left hip on top of the right. Your gaze might never leave the ground, or it might find the sky with the left fingers. It's kind of up to you and up to your practice as you're here for 3, for 2, any height of the block or no block at all, final breath in. Find a bend into the standing leg, float to warrior 2 with the breath out. Flip the front palm, reach up and back. Cartwheel those hands down, frame the foot. Once you're here, find that right leg back to meet the left, moving through a vinyasa or meeting in down dog. Take 2 rounds of breath in your downward facing dog. Final breath in and a breath out. From here, finding the right foot more to the center of your mat, the left leg lifts up, bend into the left knee, stack the hips, but drop the left shoulder. Find more length into the upper body as you lift the left knee higher, rotating in the ankle. One more breath in. Maybe a shift of the gaze under the left armpit for the final inhale and exhale. Pretty deep stretch on the inner right groin. It'd be nice. Square the hips as you inhale. Come forward to a low lunge, either tent the fingers to get there or drop the right knee to scooch the left foot forward. Once you're there, you'll make sure the back knee stays lifted, hover the fingers, and extend the palms behind you so they face each other. A full breath in. Extend them out in front of you, full breath out. Crescent lunge, breathing in, rise up, and try to settle in with the breath out. Maybe a bend into the right knee. The pelvic floor tilts back, try to keep the tilt. Maybe re-lengthen the right leg. Take a full breath in, long breath out, full inhale, and the arms come out, the palms come together. Full breath in, bow and arrow, twist to the left side. The deeper you sink, the stronger and more stable you'll be. Keep lifting the right hamstring up. Keep reaching the arms strong in opposite directions. 2 more rounds of breath. Another full breath in. And a breath out. The left hand comes back to meet the right. Open up, warrior 2. Take a full breath in, the back heel is now down. And a full breath out. Flip the front palm, reach up and back. And finding side angle pose. Begin to reach, reach, reach. Forearm to the thigh. Or it hangs, right arm to the sky. Finding your variation. I dropped my arm behind the back for the other one. You doing whatever you need to do for 3, 4, 2. Final breath in and out. Gaze neutral, arm extends. If it lowered, bring both palms down to the inside of that left foot. Find length into the left leg as you walk the toes to wide leg forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, and fold over as you exhale. Breathing for 3, 4, 2, inhale, and exhale. From here, walking the hands back out to tented fingers, hands to the hips. Use your inhale to rise up to stand. Once you're here, you'll turn the left toes to the left. The right foot walks in slightly. As the hips adjust to the front of the mat, you might find them on slightly different train tracks. Just try to square the hips. Slight tuck of the tailbone. The arms extend to the sky as you breathe in and beginning to lift or reach rather while asymmetrically pressing that left hip back. Sometimes you can even use your thumb until you find yourself to blocks, tented fingers, or palms framing the foot. Folding over the left leg, maybe even walking the hands, whether they're on blocks or not, a few inches out in front of that left foot, kind of pressing in, pretending to drive, almost as if you're trying to lift the left leg. 2 more rounds of breath. Final breath in and out. Lift the heart, tent the fingers, with or without the blocks, find a bend into the front knee. The ball of the right foot, standing split, shifting to the left leg, lifting the right. Again, same thing here. Try to drop the right hip so it's square with the left, yet lift the right hamstring a little bit higher. for 3. The gaze and the upper body folds over down to the mat for 2. Final breath in. Find yourself onto a block, 6 to 12 inches to the diagonal. From here, right hand to the hip. Begin to stack the hips as you point those toes to the side. Maybe an extension of the right arm to the sky. Breathing here for 3. Half moon pose. Another full breath in. A bend into the standing leg, floating back to your warrior 2. Once you're in that warrior 2, flip the front palm, reach up and back. Cartwheel those hands down, frame the foot, find the left leg back to make the right. Rock forward, inhale, lower half or all the way. Shine your heart, relax the shoulders and the hips. And from here, finding yourself to down dog maybe, or knees wide, toes to touch, hips sinking back, child's pose. If you took a vinyasa or were in down dog, take your time to meet us here. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. From here, beginning to walk yourself back upright, bring the knees a little bit closer as you extend the legs out in front towards the top of your mat. You'll need maybe your strap and your blocks, so you want to find those. And once you're here, take a block and place it between the ankles. So the only reason why we're doing this is to try to keep our ankles in line with the hips. The arms can extend up. Take a full breath in and begin to hinge forward, keeping the toes towards you. Now once the spine begins to curl, you're going to want to stop the hinge in the hips and just bring the arms down so that the strap finds the soles of the feet. The toes keep pointing towards you. The heart is still forward. Take a full breath in. Maybe you lengthen the upper body a little bit longer, folding over the thighs. Press the legs down into the mat. And breathe. 2 more rounds of breath. Final breath in. And a breath out. Releasing the strap, coming back upright, removing the block. From here, find a bend into the right knee and keep the knee in line with the ankle, in line with the hip as you slide the ankle as close to the glutes as you can. Now from this point, you'll most likely have to open that right knee out to get the torso to the inside of that right thigh. From here, maybe taking your strap again, as you breathe in, reaching up. As you breathe out, hinging forward, finding the strap to the sole of the foot. Now what often happens is our right hip wants to lift, so you want to try to keep that right hip grounded as you fold over. Now 2 choices, either staying where you are, or if you want to go for the bind, bring the right arm in front of the bent knee, spin the palm to the back of the mat, then to the sky, and try to find that palm so it kind of rests on your upper right thigh. Left arm finds the opposite direction until you can maybe get interlaced fingers. Once you press and squeeze, or at least for me, my right hip drops and I feel more stable and secure. Take a full breath in, and then from there, maybe a tuck of the chin as you fold over. Another full breath in, and a breath out. From here, lift the gaze, release the bind or the strap if you took it. Find yourself back upright, and then let that knee open, sole of the foot to the mat. Let the shin come out slightly so that it's not hugged in too far. Plant the right hand behind you. The inner arch of the left foot will drop as you find yourself lifting onto the right shin. The arm comes up and over. and the heart opens. Breathing in and breathing out. Lifting the head, then dropping the hips, coming back to a neutral spine. Soles of the feet come together for Baddha Konasana, just for a seated cow and cat. Heart shines, breathe in. Tuck the chin, sink back, breathe out. Come back upright. Extend the right leg long, left leg long. Remove the flesh from the sits bones. And just as we did before, a bend into the left knee, interlaced fingers to the left ankle as you slide it as close as you can to the glutes. Again, you'll have to let it open a little bit as the heart shines forward. Strap at first, breathing in and hinging over, finding that strap to the sole of the foot. So same thing here, your left hip might lift slightly. Maybe it feels grounded. Should feel a pretty deep left hip compression. And the more the toes of the right long leg point towards you, you should add the calf and the hamstring as well. If you want to go for the bind, left arm comes out in front, spins to the sky, finds the left thigh, right arm around, find interlaced fingers. Once you have that lock, take a full breath in, and maybe fold over more. Another full breath in, and a breath out. Lifting the gaze, releasing the bind, coming back upright, letting that left knee open, yet the shin comes out slightly. Removing straps. Once you're ready, the left hand comes behind you. The inner arch of the right foot will drop as you press and lift onto the left shin. Heart opens, right arm drops back. Full breath in. Long breath out. Head lifts, hips drop, and finding yourself to lengthen legs. Windshield wipe those feet side to side, and taking the strap and the blocks with you, scoot yourself forward and lower down onto the back. Once you're here, you're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee. Keep that foot flexed for a reclining pigeon pose. Press gently onto the right knee towards the top of your mat. Keep the chin kind of tucked here to keep the spine as long as it can be, especially the low back pressing into the mat. Take a full breath in. Keep the connection with the low back as you lift the left leg, maybe interlaced fingers to the left thigh, pressing the right knee forward with the elbow if possible. But again, still trying to keep the low back in connection with the mat. As you pull in with the left thigh, press out with the right elbow. Breathing for 3, for 2, another full breath in, and releasing that grip, finding the soles, both soles of the feet onto the mat. From here, windshield wipe those legs side to side, and let the knees drop towards the left. Maybe you take that left foot on top of the right knee as your gaze goes to the right, as do the fingers. So feeling not only a little bit of a twist here in the right side body, but a little bit of a stretch as well on the right side. Full breath in, long breath out. Coming back to center, and once you're here, you'll notice if you stack the left foot on top of the right knee, then the left foot is already on top of the right knee. So you're gonna flex that left foot. Again, keep the contact with the small of the back to the mat. Press gently to that left knee to the top of the mat. Breathing in and breathing out. From here, lifting that right leg up, but keeping the small of the back in contact with the mat. Interlaced fingers, back of the thigh, press the left knee forward, tuck the chin, breathing for 3, 4, 2, a full breath in, and a long breath out. Releasing that right sole of the foot to the mat, both soles of the feet to the mat, windshield wipe left, let them stay to the right, gaze to the left, maybe the right foot on top of the left knee, as the left arm cactuses out. Full breath in, and a breath out. From here, coming back to center, allowing both soles of the feet to find their way back to the mat. If you have a block or a blanket, you can roll up that blanket as you press into the soles of the feet, lift the hips, and slide that block underneath the sacrum for Viparita Karani, waterfall pose. Allowing the legs to go up towards the sky, the chin to slightly tuck, the eyes to close if they're not already there. Don't worry about pointing, don't worry about flexing. Just kind of let it be. You're here for 10 rounds of breath. So it's time to bring the focus back to those inhales and the exhales. Try to let your breath in be 4 or 5 seconds long, the breath out to be 5 or 6 seconds long, all through the nose. From here, allowing either the legs to stay right where they are, if it's comfortable and if you can maintain stillness. Otherwise, soles of the feet come down, the hips lift, soles of the feet, small of the back to the mat. You can either let the soles of the feet come together, the knees fall open as we began class with, or extend them out to traditional Shavasana. Take a final breath in, and a breath out. Relax the facial muscles and reflect on your intention. Letting go, creating space to welcome in. You always have the choice to stay right where you are. If the body feels heavy, if the mind is slow. Otherwise, finding length into the legs, a little bit of movement into the fingers and the wrists, the ankles and the toes. Extending the arms up and overhead for a full body stretch. And a hug of the knees in towards the chest as you find yourself upright. The eyes remain closed as you find yourself into an easy position and your hands to heart center. As we approach the end of the year, as well as a full moon just occurring last night, knowing it's not really a time to set new goals, even if that's what the New Year resolution might say. Rather, let's focus on leaving behind, letting something go, and creating space to welcome in what 2021 will bring. Allow your palms to rise to your third eye, forehead center, and the light and the love within me honor and bow to the same within you. Namaste. Thank you everyone so much for joining me now and every other class that I've done virtually this year. I'll obviously keep going with them until maybe 2021 we'll be able to find ourselves in real life.